Good Monday evening, December 30th, and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Maine Animal Welfare Agency for Chelan and Douglas counties is warning pet owners of the dangers of bird flu when it comes to domestic cats. An 81-year-old man from Hayden, Idaho was injured Sunday when his pickup truck spun out of control heading up Blewitt Pass. Dry weather today, but wet conditions set to move back in on us by tomorrow night and last right through the rest of the week. I'll have your local weather forecast coming up. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has identified the suspect, whose officials say spun a pickup truck in circles on the Front Street Park grass back on December 22nd. The Sheriff's Office said in a Friday news release that it has probable cause to arrest Zachary Soltis. He's from Texas for second-degree malicious mischief and reckless driving. He's not in custody. Second-degree malicious mischief is a felony in which the property damage exceeds $750 but is less than $5,000. Investigators believe Soltis used a pickup truck to spin circles in the park grass. The affected area was temporarily closed but has since reopened to the public. The Maine Animal Welfare Agency for Chelan and Douglas counties is warning pet owners of the dangers of bird flu when it comes to domestic cats. The H5N1 avian flu is now circulating in migratory birds, cattle herds, and even humans. The virus is particularly deadly to cats, and as a result, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is warning against feeding raw milk or raw meat to domestic pets. An indoor cat in Oregon recently died from commercially available raw food that was found to have the virus present, leading to a recall. The avian flu has also devastated a wildcat sanctuary in Shelton. Other cases of the flu in cats have been reported in California, although none so far in the Wenatchee Valley. Any cat that appears to have symptoms of flu infections, including circling, tremors, seizures, confusion, or respiratory illness, should not be handled without protective gear. 13 people have asked to be considered for a city council spot representing the entire city of Wenatchee. Council member Keith Huffaker, who was elected at large, resigned from his seat this month with a year left on his term. The sitting council members must appoint his replacement. Among the applicants are former Wenatchee School Board member Laura Jakes, real estate broker Joe Gamboni, and educator Myra Navarro Gomez. Candidates will be interviewed by the council on January 9th. And the successful applicant will take the oath of office on January 23rd. The unexpired city council term continues through 2025. Chelan County officials took their oaths of office today, preparing for the terms that begin on January 1st. Longtime state legislator Brad Hawkins will represent District 3 on the Board of County Commissioners, taking the seat occupied for the last 4 years by Tiffany Gehring, who's moving with her family to Idaho. Also sworn in was fellow Commissioner Kevin Overbay, who was re-elected without opposition. Chelan County's 3 Superior Court judges will also start new terms on the first of the year. Hawkins told NCW Life News he's pleased to represent a county district that his father Buell Hawkins served as commissioner from 2001 to 2008.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I actually start January 1st, even though I got sworn in today. And I think I come in with a pretty good base because I have a good understanding of the state legislative process, state and federal officials. I have good relationships with local mayors and a lot of the local stakeholders. But I really need to do intense focus on county operations, county budget, and really just getting to know all the unique players in Chelan County and better understanding, how county government functions. It's a unique environment here at Chelan County because we have the commissioners who do oversee certain departments and certain people, but then you also have a lot of independently elected county officials, the sheriff, the auditor, the treasurer, and others that really oversee their functional areas of government. So it is a unique structure.
When we come back, 4 new Link Transit buses are set to benefit the community of Waterville and Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. Leavenworth residents will see utility bills increase next year after the City Council voted to change rates. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
It's true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are terminating coverage, and they will no longer be available for you beginning January 1st, 2025. So you have 2 big options. 1, join one of the 2 new Medicare Advantage plans, WellCare or Humana. Or number 2 is go back to original Medicare and join a supplement and a Part D drug plan. But there's so much more to discuss here, so here are some suggestions to get you started. Go to our website or call your local Springwater Insurance office for more information.
4 new Link Transit buses are set to benefit the community of Waterville as well as Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. Each vehicle is specially equipped for pulling hills and includes features like automatic chains, self-leveling suspension, and engine braking systems. The buses are meant to improve service and accessibility for the Waterville and Ski Link routes. The new buses are also decorated with graphics related to their routes, with farming landscapes on some and the snowy mountains on others. Link Transit will officially unveil the Waterville bus at the Waterville Town Hall Garage. That's coming up on January 7th at 3 p.m., where the community can see the new bus up close, learn about its features, and celebrate the expansion of service. An 81-year-old man from Hayden, Idaho was injured Sunday when his pickup truck spun out of control heading up Blewitt Pass. The Washington State Patrol says John M. O'Brien was southbound about 11:30 last night on Highway 97 near the intersection with Old Blewitt Road. His 1997 Ford F-250 hit a patch of ice and snow on the roadway. O'Brien's vehicle struck the guardrail and rolled, coming to rest on its top and blocking both lanes of the highway. He was treated for injuries at Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. One of his 2 passengers suffered a minor injury that was treated by ambulance personnel. Leavenworth residents will see utility bills increase next year after the City Council voted to change rates. According to NCW Life media partner the Wenatchee World, the council passed the resolution after a 3-hour discussion centered on rate changes to utilities including sewer, water, and solid waste. The council voted to change the rates in an effort to fund capital improvement projects and encourage people to conserve more water. One example presented by city staff was a single-family home with a 3/4-inch meter, saying if the same home paid about $151 under the 2024 rate, the new rate would have the monthly bill go up by about $12 to about $163. City Finance Director Chantel Steiner said she expects the city to receive pushback and said her finance team already receives strong criticism over the utility rates. Coming up next, the year is winding down and it's time to reflect on the events of the last 12 months. We will bring you part 1 of NCW Life Rewind coming up in tonight's feature story. It looks like a wet and possibly snowy start to 2025. Your full New Year's weather forecast is also coming up. That and much more will still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays!
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
The year is winding down, and it's time to reflect on the events of the last 12 months. 2024 was a year of great changes in the North Central Washington landscape, some for good, some for ill. In tonight's feature story, NCW Life Rewind is a look back at the stories that grabbed attention in 2024. Here's the first 6 months of the year in a nutshell.
At the start of 2024, one of the men responsible for the 2022 murder of Yair Flores Cavero was sent to prison for nearly 35 years. Javier Valdez pleaded guilty to first-degree murder for partnering with Markyle Leon Ford to shoot the 18-year-old Flores while he lay sleeping in his own bed. Ford discharged 2 shots through Flores' open window in Wenatchee. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 23 years. The Numerica Performing Arts Center was left in search of a new director after the departure of J. Woody Lotz, who steered the downtown performance space since 2021. Lotz was instrumental in reopening the PAC for concerts and theatrical shows after the COVID-19 pandemic. The PAC's board of directors launched a comprehensive search for his successor. The theater is currently led by interim director Katie Grove. In a surprise weekend announcement, the Wenatchee School District laid out plans to close Columbia Elementary School, citing declines in enrollment and budget constraints. The announcement opened a 4-month process that saw many teachers and parents protesting the move before the closure was made official by a vote of the school board in May. In February 2024, another departure. Luke Davies stepped away as the administrator of the Chelan Douglas Health District after 3 years at the helm. Davies had helped to steady the public health agency after the COVID-19 pandemic. Last month, he became the director of the Prince William Health District in Virginia. The operations director for the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce became the latest member to join the Wenatchee City Council. Chelsea Ewer was named to the vacant seat left in Council District 2 after Mike Poyer was elevated to mayor. Ewer was one of 9 applicants to fill the post. She was appointed by a vote of the council after a series of candidate interviews. In the first of 2 setbacks, the Eastmont School District's ambitious bond project was narrowly rejected by voters. The district had sought $117 million to update its aging school buildings and transportation facilities. About 59.5% of voters said yes to the proposal, but state law requires a 60% supermajority to pass new bond spending. The district said it would ask to place the question on the ballot again in April. In that election, it failed with a vote of 58%. In March, a federal judge ordered a new map to govern Washington's legislative districts, and North Central Washington's 12th, 7th, and 13th districts were redrawn almost beyond recognition. State Senator Brad Hawkins' East Wenatchee home was excluded from his 12th district, and he eventually announced plans to move to Wenatchee and run for Chelan County Commissioner instead. That led to musical chairs as candidates lined up to seek out posts in both the Washington Senate and House in November election. Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown began the 3-month countdown to his own retirement. Crown spent a total of 33 years in police service and 8 as the city's chief. He started as a Wenatchee patrol officer and returned to his hometown force after 14 years with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police. In April, Grace City Church received approval for a new evangelical school academy in Wenatchee. It was allowed to open its Garden City School in the King's Orchard Church of Christ building. Tiffany Gehring announced she would not run for Chelan County Commissioner after her single term ended in December. The announcement opened up a 4-way race in the August primary, with candidates including Brad Hawkins, Flint Hartwig, and Brant Capel. School Administrator Lance Noel returned to teaching. The longtime principal of Eastmont High School announced he would step down to become head of the Eastmont Opportunities Program, the alternative class option for district students. Wenatchee High School women's softball players helped break ground on their new softball field. Construction of the new $4 million field helped resolve a Title IX complaint against the district over inequities in the sports facilities offered to male and female student athletes. Superintendent Corey Callahar apologized on behalf of the district for how long it took for the girls to get a field of their own. In June, a structure fire at a remote property on Lake Chelan became the ignition point for the Pioneer Fire, a 300-acre backcountry wildfire that would eventually grow to nearly 39,000 acres and threaten the small uplake town of Stehekin. Chelan County Sheriff's Marine patrols helped evacuate hikers in its path and carried supplies to overworked firefighters throughout the summer. The town would remain on high alert until the fire began to diminish in September. East Wenatchee police discovered the body of Cynthia Ring, found murdered in her apartment in the 500 block of Eastmont Avenue. Her 4-year-old son had been left alone with her body. Ring's boyfriend, Ashton Bunting Jr., was later arrested after fleeing the state. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced in December to 14 years in prison. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and I hope you had a great Monday, and I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and Christmas weekend after that. We've had a long break here at the NCW Life channel. Nice to be back with you, and happy holidays to everyone. Here's a look from this afternoon outside our weather window at the city of Ephrata just before the sun begins to set. Beautiful shot there, but as we head up to Lake Wenatchee, check out this tower cam and look at the snowfall up in Lake Wenatchee. This was about mid-afternoon into late afternoon today, and a lot of snow is falling up that way, and that's what we expect as we even get into New Year's Eve and for your New Year's Day. In fact, New Year's Day, the Cascades could see 2 to 5 inches of snow. The rest of us possibly up to 2 inches. I think that will be overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. If you're traveling, yeah, slippery travel is possible New Year's Eve into New Year's Day and then throughout the day on Wednesday. We'll talk more on that coming up. And boy, what a nice day here in the lowlands today. 40 degrees our unofficial high temperature in Wenatchee. 32 is our normal for this time of year, and 48 our record high. That was set back in 2011. We started off the day at 27 degrees, a few degrees above our normal low of 23. And how about this record low? 1968, 21 degrees below zero. One of the coldest, if not the coldest temperature we've recorded over the last 50 years in the Wenatchee area. Picked up another 1/10 of precipitation. Look where we are now, 8.21 inches for the year, and that is now almost a ½ inch above where we should be for this time of year. We also picked up that heavy wet snow a few days ago, and we're now sitting at 19 inches of snow for the season, which goes back to October 1st. Sunrise this morning, 7:48, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:19. All right, tomorrow's temperatures, we're going to see a pretty good cool down as a cold front begins to move in on us. 35 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 34 in Quincy, and then just low 30s from Wenatchee through Eniat and Chelan and up into Omak. 28 the high temperature in Lake Wenatchee tomorrow, 30 for Leavenworth, and 31 the high in Cashmere. Tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies, high pressure throughout the west, and that'll provide those partly cloudy skies, but it's going to be a frosty one out there overnight with low temperatures down into the mid-20s, about where we should see them for this time of year. For your New Year's Eve on Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, not much happening as far as precip during the day, but look as we get later in the evening, and this is just about midnight, so if you're out and about tomorrow night, be very careful of rain mixed with snow. For New Year's Day, we expect some morning activity as well, probably a mixture of rain and snow. Some less precip in the afternoon as most of that moves to our south, just clouds in the afternoon with highs in the mid-30s. For your Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. Double shot of low pressure is going to provide a pretty good flow of moisture our way. 80% chance of snow Thursday with highs in the mid-30s. So yeah, the temperature surely really cold enough to bring some snow our way. For Friday, cloudy skies, low pressure just off the coast of Washington, and that'll bring widespread rain and snow for all of us on Friday. 90% chance. Temperatures again holding steady in those mid-30s. And then as we get into our first weekend of 2025, another trough of low pressure will form off the coast, but I don't think we'll see much on Saturday. Just cloudy skies, and actually with that southwest flow, a little warmer for Saturday with high temperatures around 40. And then for Sunday, another area of low pressure moves up from the south this time, so maybe some morning rain and snow showers, but I think just mostly cloudy skies for Sunday afternoon, and really not bad high-wise with temperatures in the upper 30s. All right, your 7-day forecast: 25 overnight tonight, 32 tomorrow for your New Year's Eve with midnight rain and snow showers. Expect that tomorrow night. Temperatures could be all snow overnight for Tuesday. For your New Year's Day on Wednesday, mostly cloudy after a morning rain and snow shower in 34. And then a wet couple of days on Thursday and Friday, mostly cloudy, and 80% chance for snow on Thursday. That'll be a rain-snow mix on Friday, highs in the mid-30s. And then a warm-up as we get into the weekend. Saturday about 40 degrees, rain and snow showers in the morning for Sunday with a high by afternoon right around 38. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
Watch the Apple Blossom Festival Top 10 process on the NCW Life channel on Tuesday, January 7th, with the top 10 speeches at 1 o'clock and the announcement at 6. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Together for Youth, and Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the top 10 speeches live on Facebook and the top 10 announcements on the stream and TV on your local TV station, the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. Happy Monday. The Seattle Kraken are back in NHL action play tonight. Seattle's playing host to the Utah Hockey Club. Now, that's formerly the Arizona Coyotes, or Phoenix Coyotes, if you will. It's tonight at Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken coming off a come-from-behind 5-4 win in Vancouver on Saturday. You can watch the game tonight on Kong TV. Well, while the Seahawks did their job last week in downing the Bears 6-3, they didn't get any help making the playoffs. Jason Myers hit 2 field goals in the defensive battle to pick up the victory on the road. At the time, the win kept Seattle's playoff hopes alive as they look towards facing the Rams in the last game of the season. Didn't happen. Now, well, the game will happen, but unfortunately, Arizona didn't help out as L.A. topped the Cardinals Saturday 13-9. In addition, Washington's overtime win over Atlanta last night handed the Rams the NFC West title, which means the Seahawks will not make the playoffs. San Francisco hosts Detroit tonight on Monday Night Football. Seahawks wrap up the season Sunday in L.A. at 1:25 on Fox. Huskies wrap up the college football season tomorrow in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Washington faces Louisville in El Paso, Texas. Kickoff set for tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. That's on CBS. The quarterfinals of the college football playoffs also starts tomorrow with Notre Dame facing Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl. That's tomorrow night at 5:45 on ESPN. Other 3 playoff games are on New Year's Day. It starts at 10 a.m. with Texas playing Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. That's followed by the Rose Bowl presented by Prudential, pitting Ohio State and Oregon at 2 o'clock. The night wraps up with the Verbo Fiesta Bowl featuring Penn State and Boise State. That'll be at 4:30. After an 18-day hiatus, the Wenatchee Wild were back in action over the weekend in Western Hockey League play. Things didn't go so well on Friday night as Spokane, they came out on top 2-1 in the barn. Kenta Isagai was the only player for the Wild to find the back of the net. Saturday night started out miserably in the Town Toyota Center as the visitors jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead. That's when Coach Knockbauer pulled Daniel Hauser and put in Brendan G. He shut down Spokane from there, and the Wild caught fire in the third period. After the 4-3 win on Saturday, Wenatchee back in home ice tomorrow night against Kelowna. That's a 5 o'clock game. Austin Drade be a guest with Dan tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about last weekend's action and preview the match with the Rockets. Well, local wrestlers performed well at holiday tournaments over the weekend. Moses Lake captured the title of Eastmont's Paul Reeser Cat Classic with 6 tournament champions. Wenatchee took second with 4 wrestlers topping the podium. Eastmont took third with 1 titleist. Kashmir, meanwhile, collected enough points to take the team title at the 50th annual Royal Christmas Tournament. The Knights were second. Ephrata was third. Well, recapping high school prep basketball from the weekend, Friday and Saturday. First of all, Hermiston stopped Eastmont by 12 in Central Washington University Friday. Quincy beat Port Angeles at the Sundome. Chelan picked up a win over La Center. Brewster beat Bear Creek. Bonners Ferry topped Manson by 42. Ouch. Anacortes edged Liberty Bell. Meridian took down Tenasket. Reardon beat Lake Roosevelt 70-58. Girls play Friday. Seaholm beat Eastmont. Selah topped Kashmir. Waterville Mansfield beat Quincy. Chelan down La Center. Zilla beat Brewster. Reardon blew out Lake Roosevelt. Pateras popped Liberty Bell, and Chesterton Academy beat Moses Lake Christian by 40. Saturday scores: Seaholm beat Eastmont. Moses Lake down Hanford. Walla Walla beat Wenatchee. North Kitsap topped Quincy. Ephrata down Omak. Anacortes edged Chelan. Granger got by Cascade. La Center topped Liberty Bell. Riverside beat Brewster by 30. Lake Roosevelt edged Manson. Moses Lake Christian topped Waterville Mansfield by 30. On the girls' side Saturday, Eastmont picked up a 1-point win over Hermiston. Omak down to Ephrata. Chelan quieted Quincy. Kashmir beat Brewster. Cascade clobbered Granger. Lakeside 9 Mile Falls down Lake Roosevelt. Waterville Mansfield beat La Center by 24. Wilson Creek edged Moses Lake Christian. On the schedule today, Oroville was hosting Bridgeport. Okanagan visiting Chelan tonight. On the boys' side, Moses Lake hosts Shadle Park. Chelan is hosting Okanagan tonight. That's at 7:30. Well, as 2024 comes to an end, we're looking back on the top 10 sports stories of the year. We'll start with number 10. After years of waiting, the softball complex finally celebrated, or the softball community celebrated the groundbreaking of a $4 million softball facility at Triangle Park for Wenatchee High School. The slow pitch team was the first to play on it in October. Number 9, Scott Devereaux and Michael Don had been headed up the football programs at Wenatchee and Eastmont for a combined 31 years. They both stepped down, and that meant it would be somebody else in the helm, and that would be assistants. With both programs taking over, as Jay Foster took over the Wildcat program and Taylor Mitchell would head up the Wenatchee program last season. It was a tumultuous 12 months for the Wenatchee Wild following the purchase of the Winnipeg franchise, moving it to Wenatchee in 2023, joining the WHL. Kevin Constantine was hired as head coach barely a month into his season. Constantine suspended by the league for conduct detrimental. Chris Clark served as interim coach for the rest of the season. In July, Don Knockbauer was hired to return to the WHL, where he had amassed the 3rd most wins in league history. 7th top story of the year, staying on the ice following a disappointing season for the Seattle Kraken. The team's first ever manager switch to make that since the club's expansion season was fired. Dave Hackstall had led the Kraken to a playoff trip in their second season, but had lost the message to his team in his 3rd campaign. He would be replaced by Dan Bilesma. The team, by the way, still continues to struggle. Our 6th top story, this will hint to one of our top 5 stories of the year. University of Washington announced that Arizona's Jed Fish would replace Kalen DeBoer as head coach of the Husky football program. The Huskies fresh off a national title game in which they fell to Alabama. More on that tomorrow with the rest of our top 5 stories. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.